Hello everybody. Hi Soph.
Hello.
Hope you're doing really well out there. We are today in
East Somerton, Norfolk.
to explore, eh?
Church Road.
Yeah. Amazing. Which has got a fantastic legend to it. The legend actually is, well, be interesting if you know this one already. It's called the Witch's Leg. So guess where that sprang from? Clue. And we will come back after your history lesson. Photos provided by Sophie. Let's go check it out. Come on. Situated close to the Norfolk coast lies one of the county's most superstitious churches, that of St Mary's Church in East Somerton. Although most of the remains are 15th century in date, the tower has been dated earlier to the 13th century. The church itself is quite large and even more impressive as you walk up to it. Made of nap flint with ashlar dressings, all that remains is the nave and tower. So, as to its demise. Well, St Mary's went from serving its own parish to becoming part of the larger parish of West Somerton that served Burnley Hall, as it operated as a chapel of ease to the hall. It finally fell into disuse in the 17th century and slowly over time became the impressive ruin that you now see. So as to the lore surrounding this church and how it is now more well known as the Witch's Leg. Story goes that the oak tree is said to be the work of a local witch. According to legend, during the height of England's witch trials, a suspected witch was buried alive in the church, and due to her suffering when being buried, the wooden leg would sprout a tree that would destroy the church above. The legend going on to say that if anybody were to walk around the tree 3 times, the witch's spirit would be released, but to prevent this, ghostly monks apparently haunt the church and keep intruders from releasing her spirit. Either way, the lore and stories that this church contains only add to its legacy. Now given Grade 2 listed status, this church is well worth a visit should you be in the area. Well, welcome back everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed that history lesson. Sophie, thoughts and impressions please.
It's really cool.
It's really cool, isn't
It's
it?
really big.
Yeah. As all the ruins that we've done in Norfolk so far, this one has got quite a scale to it. Is probably the best way, isn't it?
Yes.
Not much of a ruin, actually, if
No.
you want to be sort of, you. But what gives this the most impression is this, which is obviously the witch's leg, the tree, which is obviously, as you've probably been taught by your history lesson, if we were to go around this 3 times, the monks, the ghostly monks, would appear.
No. The witch will come
The
back.
witch would come back, but the monks, the
stop
haunting.
you.
Yeah, all right. Somebody likes their church ruins. But yes, and what I need to do is, if we take you here above us, this is absolutely stunning. Look at that. The scale, like I said, is quite special in this place. It really does sort of. It's quite a different type of one, I do believe. Journey up here was quite nice, quite mystical, with the fog.
Misty and foggy.
And the misty and fogginess of it all. Quite a sort of stereotypical church in some ways in Norfolk, I would say, but not as. Go on.
It is just, as you say, it's got a. I don't know. It's bigger. It's just. It's not grander.
No, because the size of it is actually quite small. I think. Like if you just stand at one end to the other, it's.
In comparison to some we've been to, yes.
Yeah.
Wigan Hall, yeah.
Yeah.
But other ones, no.
Mm.
It's a mid.
I think what's surprising about this is obviously because of the beautiful witch's leg tree that stands and obviously dominates the church, the fact that this is still here, the fact that actually if we look around it, without obviously doing the girth itself, without spinning around 3 times, it's thankfully had no inscriptions or sort of writing on the church itself, which is always quite a good thing to see, because you don't want to obviously see any of that. But it's beautiful, and it's obviously been well maintained and well kept. Obviously, if you saw as we were walking up, there's some obviously beautiful signs, but the size of the window arches are impressive amongst themselves, aren't they, Sophie? I mean, they are of a definitive size, should we just sort of say, that makes it very impressive. And actually, all along here, it's quite a popular place for people to walk, which is obviously refreshing as well, which is fantastic to see, nevertheless. But you can see the detail, and obviously what's left. And we always sort of say with churches, it pays just to sort of spend a bit of time taking a look at the wonderful detailing, obviously, of the stonework that's here, and the fact that people have over time put their carvings and their etchings within this, and still even the beautiful beams, posts that are still here, the square holes, recesses. Remarkable. And when you're in here, the fact of it, how overgrown it is, how nature has slowly reclaimed it back to making it this ruin that we see. Obviously the tree's been maintained as well. Actually, you can see that it's been sort of chopped off some of its branches to keep it in the position and state that it's in. Remarkable. Soph's been taking photos. Very cool, isn't it, Soph? One of Sophie's churches again that she's chosen for all of you out there. So hopefully you've really appreciated that. I think we're done.
Yeah.
Actually,
there's not much. It's
not
just
much to talk about.
It's not 4 walls and a
The history
pretty
lesson.
cool tree.
Yeah, the history lesson will pretty much tell you what you need to know. I think. Obviously, it is interesting because it's sort of like quite late in a phase of most of these churches. Most of these churches are actually earlier in origin. This one isn't. It's obviously later, and it didn't really have a huge shelf life, should we sort of say. And what makes this church stand out, like I said, is the fact that what we are looking at, the wonderful Witches' Lay, which I love, the beautiful, which in this instance will be one of those strange videos that will encompass both paranormal folklore and history at the same time.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, yeah, 2 and 1. There you go.
People are leaving.
In the immortal words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for coming along with us. Really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, Sophie.
Welcome.
Feel free to spread the word at the channel. Check below for Sophie's Instagram page, which will give you some more detailed photos and interesting behind-the-scenes photos, etc., etc. And we will, of course, see you all very soon. Kiss History Matters. Take care. Ready?
Bye.
Kapow.